Aloha Manga Club Chapter 1306 of Hajime no Ippo is out, and it is time to talk about this short 13, that is right, page chapter. Now, while it might be a little bit smaller than usual, these panels are full of punches, and it's an exciting, quick read. So let's dive right on into this fight, and this chapter is titled The Injured Tiger. El Injured Tigre! And the commentator is saying it looked like Sendo was on his way to finish it, but now he's buying time in the center of the ring. He doesn't seem to be in a rush to finish it. This is the first big chance that he's had, and he's basically blowing it. Is he just deciding where to sink his teeth into? But we know from the last chapter that's not necessarily the case. Sendo has a shattered hand. He is in pain. He needs to pull himself back together to be able to successfully finish this match. And I have to say, what they're doing here is really fun because it's throwing doubt into a lot of the readers' minds. Now, people will complain that George does this quite a bit, but I'm actually really happy with the way that this fight is progressing. We see Alfredo backed up against the rope, and they even say, you know, they're asking, why is Sendo not going for it? Gonzalez is backed up. He's tired. It's insane. And they're asking, can he not move? Is the damage that bad? Did he hit his limits? But Ippo knows the truth. He knows that Sendo is strong. He is trained. He is tough. And one thing that George is doing this time around, and I think it's really instrumental, he's talking about the lower body training that Sendo went through. And we'll see this a little bit later on in the chapter. But he's really highlighting the wrist weights on Ippo and the ankle weights that had been on Sendo for that entire time. I really like what they're building up towards. Now Sendo's asking, man, this hurts so bad, I want to puke. How did I get like this? Well, Sendo, you've been in an exchange of punches against one of the best boxers in your weight division in the world. What were you expecting to happen? Easy fights? No, Sendo. This is hard. This is hell. This is what it's come down to. But he says, I've broken bones before, but this is something else. And his right hand is shaking. It's throbbing. If you remember back to his second fight with Ippo, I believe, Sendo actually fractured a few ribs in that fight because he just got destroyed by Ippo's rotational force. And it was great. Now, Alfredo says, now I can breathe. My head is clear. I can still fight. I can still go after this man who is coming for my head. He's hardened his resolve. Sendo sees this, and he's still going to swing for the fences. The animalistic instincts have kicked in, and George is giving us this amazing, well, tiger face, realistically, here. And it gives me chills every single time that I see George do something like this. Sendo launches himself at Alfredo from across the canvas. He comes up. He's saying, grit your teeth, I'm gonna hit him. And Gonzalez is remembering what he needs to do. He needs to have no hesitation, no fear. He needs to have a match with Sendo, and he needs to be even more courageous than Sendo was. And for everyone saying that Sendo hasn't evolved during this battle, I think that you're right. Sendo is somebody who doesn't evolve during a fight as much as we'd like to think. He's very much a Takamura type of character. He's a natural brawler, and you know, he grows in different ways than what we would normally expect somebody like Ippo to do. So we see this exchange of lefts. We know that Alfredo's accuracy is down. His second is wondering if this is the best that Alfredo can muster. Is just mutual destruction the only viable option? And we know that it's not. Alfredo could realistically go for that counterpunch, but he's trying to find something within himself. He's trying to find this animal, this hunger, this hatred that has just been building up inside of him for years. He's trying to reclaim this and to become the God of Death 3.0. And they won't say it here, obviously, but I think that's kind of where we're heading in the future. But Sendo comes and throws another left. He can't throw his right, obviously. Alfredo says, did you really think you could come out on top as long as it was an exchange? Don't look down on me. And there's another mutual hit. Both of their heads spin back. And the second says again, Alf, you're killing yourself. Please, let this work. Just let it happen. Sendo seconds are saying the same thing. Bear with it. You are stronger. You are tougher. And both fighters, after that dual exchange, are bending their knees. They are on their way down to kiss the canvas. And it's really a powerful moment. We see that the training, and this is what I was talking about, the training that Sendo has put in behind the curtain is letting him stay strong. His lower body is strong. It is tough. He has the ability to throw this punch, and he's acknowledging the guts that Alfredo has. He's saying, you have some guts. Sendo is the first to rise again, throwing his left a third time, going for a third dual exchange. And Alfredo says, I can make it. I can make it. I will be able to rock him, Sendo, in the face. And I'm really excited by this because, first of all, we get confirmation that there will be a chapter of Ippo next week. 1307. I love that. But there are a lot of people calling foul on this chapter, saying that it does not progress the plot. It does not do anything to develop the characters. And Sendo has not evolved. There's a lot of complaints going on in the subreddit, and I can see where a few of them are coming from. But what is happening in this chapter is the absolutely epic buildup for the training that Sendo has gone through, and it will be a way for Ippo to confirm to himself that he's going about the right path to make himself better, to not give up, and to become the strongest boxer that he possibly could be. And I think that Sendo and Alfredo have both seen an incredible amount of progression through this fight, and as characters overall, we have gotten a little bit more understanding of Alfredo as a character, what drives him, what motivates him. And I think he's really progressing as a fighter. Now, do I think it would be interesting if Alfredo beats Sendo and then Ippo picks up the mantle from Sendo because he's too broken, his hand is shattered, he will not be able to throw that punch in the same way again? I think that's an interesting way to go about it. It gets us that Ashita no Joe ending for Sendo without actually killing him. He's effectively killed his career. And that could be another interesting way to go about this. Alfredo loses the fight, but Sendo loses his hand. He loses his most powerful weapon, meaning that he cannot retaliate. He cannot step into the ring reasonably anymore. He'd either have to choose to evolve or retire, and I don't know which one I would want more to happen. I don't know if I want Sendo to win, but I can see that as the only possible way for Ippo to make that next step. Something has to happen where Sendo is unable to continue, but he also proves that Ippo could have beaten Alfredo. He could stand toe-to-toe with the world if he had tried. And that's why I think choosing Sendo as the character that Alfredo goes up against and loses to is important. I don't think it's necessary, but I think it's important. Showing Ippo that you've beaten me twice, I've beaten this guy. What's up, Ippo? What is your problem? Why could you not do this? And Ippo will start to evolve. He will start to change himself. And a lot of the time, we get more developments about the fight at the end. Once the match is finished, we really see what goes on. Think about the Mashiba and Sawa, I can never say his name, but Sawamara, the dragon. The fight between those two, where Mashiba lost. But in the end, so did Sawamara. I can never say his name. Sorry, guys. I think that could be a really interesting way to take this fight. Now, I think that overall, if Alfredo had stayed smart, he is the better boxer overall. He's more in tune with his abilities. He still has a light in his eyes, and that's dangerous in the Hajime no Ippo world. Having this light behind what you're doing and taking a swing at the tiger anyway, I think that's pretty baller. Let me know what you guys thought of this chapter down in the comments below. I'm giving this a solid 9 punches out of 10 for how short it was, how easy it was to consume, and how much I enjoyed it. For all of you complaining, calm down. We'll see what happens in 1307. For everyone new and old, welcome and welcome back. It's your boy Lohali, and I will see you next video.